So now we will start with the next topic, that is low pass filter. So in that there are two topics. The first is first order low pass filter and the second is second order low pass filter. Here they are categorized based on the selection of RC network. So here in the first order only single RC network is used. In the second order two RC networks are added. So that is the only difference between first order and second order low pass Butterworth filter. So now using this circuit we block the high frequency components and only passes the low frequency component, okay, which is shown in this graph here. So in this graph all the low frequency components are passed through the output signal, and until it reaches the cutoff frequency it will eliminate the high frequency components. So here we will discuss the circuit diagram and how it works. So now look at the circuit diagram. It consists of R1 and RF. So to measure the gain of the operational amplifier, and a single RC network which acts as a passive filter, and this is an op-amp. So this op-amp is used as an active element, hence it is a first order low pass Butterworth active filter, okay, where RL is the low resistance which is used to measure the output signal. So now here, as we know that, we will concentrate on this RC network and we will discuss how this circuit allows the low frequency component and blocks the high frequency components. So as we know that the capacitor reactance is inversely proportional to the frequency of the input signal. If the frequency is low, the reactance is very high. If the frequency is high, the reactance is very low. So based on that, when the frequency is at 0, the reactance is very high. At that time it acts as an open circuit, that the capacitor acts as an open circuit and allows all the frequency components of the input signal at the output side. So if the frequency is very high or it has a particular frequency, the reactance of the capacitor is decreases and becomes very low. So at that time it acts as a closed circuit and the voltage at the input of the op-amp becomes 0, okay, only nothing but all the frequency components will be blocked and the output of the op-amp will start reducing and reaches to 0, okay. So here the same explanation is done here, okay. So now we will find out the equation which is used using this circuit. So now we know that this is the RC network, okay, where V1 is the output, Vin is the input. So now using voltage dividers rule, we can write V1 is nothing but, okay, in terms of resistance and the reactance, using Vin as the input. So V1 is nothing but Vin into the reactance of the capacitor, that is nothing but minus jXc divided by R plus minus of jXc, okay. Like voltage divider rule, we know that voltage divider rule is nothing but Thevenin's voltage, that is VTH equals to VCC into R2 by R1 plus R2. Instead of R2 we have here reactance of the capacitor. The same thing is explained here. Here the voltage at non-inverting terminal is given by V1 equals to Vin into minus of jXc. Minus of jXc is nothing but R2 here, which is the reactance of capacitor, divided by R minus J of Xc, where we know that J is nothing but a imaginary value which is given as root of minus 1. So here minus of Jxc can be written as 1 divided by 2 pi Fc, because Xc is nothing but 1 divided by 2 pi Fc. So minus J can be written as 1 by J, where J is nothing but root of minus 1. So now this expression can be replaced substituting the value of minus of Jxc in this equation. So that is written here. If I substitute minus of Jxc, we get Vn into 1 divided by J of 2 pi Fc divided by R plus 1 divided by J of 2 pi Fc. So if I simplify this using taking the LCM, so we'll get it as V1 equals to Vn divided by 1 plus J into 2 pi Fc into R, because here this is taken as LCM with this R and this becomes 1, and these two will get cancelled. If you take the LCM and if you solve this, you will get this expression. Okay. So now the output equation for the op-amp is given by V0 equals to 1 plus RF by R1 into V1, because it is an inverting configuration. So this is the output voltage of that inverting configuration. Now we know that the value of V1 is nothing but this value. If I substitute this in this expression, we will get V0 equals to 1 plus RF by R1 into V in 1 plus J into 2 pi Fc into R. So now I will take the V in to the LHS side. We will get V0 by V in equals to AF, because AF is nothing but 1 plus RF by R1. As we know that AF is the gain of the non-inverting amplifier or configuration. So 1 plus RF by R1 is replaced by AF, and the remaining value is written at the denominator value. So now therefore from this we can say that V0 by Vn equals to AF divided by 1 plus J into F divided by 1 divided by 2 pi RC. Now I will replace 1 divided by 2 pi RC by FH, where FH is the cutoff frequency. Okay, where it will stop the high frequency components. So now the final expression is written as V0 by Vn equals to AF divided by 1 plus J into F divided by FH, where this FH is nothing but 1 divided by 2 pi RC. Okay, so now here AF is nothing but 1 plus RF by R1. We call it as passband gain or simply a gain. F is nothing but frequency of the signal. FH is nothing but higher cutoff frequency of a filter. Okay, here the same derivation is also done in the next another notes. You just go through this, you will understand this derivation, which is very simple. Only the distribution of equations has been done. So now we'll take the magnitude of this expression of 4. If I take the magnitude, the minus sign should be eliminated. So the same thing will be done here. So applying the mod to the equation 4, nothing but taking the magnitude of the gain. So we'll get magnitude of V0 by Vn is nothing but AF, we can apply the magnitude here. Here this expression is written directly. So we can write that square root of 1 plus F by Fh whole square. If we simplify this, we'll get the same this expression back here. If I apply the magnitude here we taken as a square root, okay, 1 plus J of F by Fh, we can write a whole square also. That is square of 1 and the square of this term. As you know that the square of that is J square is nothing but minus 1. Here we have taken a magnitude, minus sign is eliminated. So it becomes as 1. Then 1 square is nothing but 1 itself. F by Fh whole square remains as it is. So that's why it is written as square root of 1 plus F by Fh into whole square. Okay. So, and the angle of this is nothing but minus of tan inverse F by Fh. Okay. So this is about the applying the magnitude in terms of magnitude and angle. This is already discussed in the previous topics also. So now we'll take some 3 cases to find out the total gain. So the first case here is what happens at very low frequency, that is when F is much lesser than Fh. So we'll get, if I substitute this condition in this expression. So here, if I substitute here F is less than Fh, so here this value becomes very small, okay, and this is, and that small value is squared, nothing but very small, close to 0. Now root of 1 is nothing but 1 itself, so we'll get this value, magnitude of V0 by Vn is nothing but AF itself. The same thing shown here also. Okay, so that's why it is AF. In the second case, if F equals to Fh, if F equals to Fh here, so what we will get here, F equals to Fh becomes 1. So 1 plus 1 becomes 2. We will get AF by root 2 itself. Now the third case, here for higher frequency and F is greater than Fh, V0 by Vn is nearly equals to 0 or very much lesser than AF, close to 0. So this is about the 3 conditions where the gain of the first order low pass Butterworth filter belongs. Okay, so here another two topics are there, that is the design of this filter. The design of the filter need to be done like this. Choose the cutoff frequency, okay, like 1 kilohertz, 2 kilohertz. Select the value of C should be less than 1 microfarad, so that we only get the R in kilo ohms. Okay, so that is why we have to choose C must less than 1 microfarad. Then calculate the value of R using this expression, that is R equals to 1 by 2 pi fH into C. Then select the values of R and RF depending on the passband gain, that is AF. Okay, so once we know all these things, we can design the filter. The next thing is frequency scaling, nothing but the procedure used to convert the original cutoff frequency to a new cutoff frequency fH dash is called frequency scaling. So this can be done for the different cutoff frequencies, that is called as frequency scaling here. Okay, so to find the different frequencies of our cutoff frequencies, we need to find out the different values of R and C by the ratio of original cutoff frequency to the ratio of new cutoff frequency. So if we done this by designing or obtaining the different values of R and C, we can find the new cutoff frequency. Okay, so this is about first order low pass Butterworth filter. So there are some problems has been solved here. Okay, using the cutoff frequency register values, we need to find out the capacitor, or we need to find the resistor R. So like this, we have solved one problem here. Okay, many problems are solved in the another notes also. Just go through this and we'll find the different problems. So this is about first order low pass filter. The same thing will be done for the second order low pass Butterworth filter, that we will discuss in the next video. Okay, thank you.